Hello and welcome to Namaste with Renee. I'm your host, Renee Marcou, CEO of the iHeart Academy and president of the nonprofit Brady's Foundation. In this podcast, we talk about how to enhance your wellness and disrupt the limitation mindset so you can thrive with a healthy mind, body, and spirit. Hello and welcome to Namaste with Renee. I'm your host, Renee Marcou. So thrilled to be here with you today as I have an amazing woman to introduce you to. Her name is Dorothy Siminovitch, and she is another fellow human being, as she likes to describe, but she also serves the world as a coach. And she has a message here for you today because we are going to be discussing how everyone we engage with is affected by us and our interaction. So welcome to the show, Dorothy. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you, Renee. Delighted.
Oh, thank you. So am I. And I know we were just talking about some really great topics to dive into that will really help people understand their energy and how we interact with other people on the planet, no matter strangers or how people come into our lives, but really being mindful of the energy that we're bringing to others and also being possibly that conduit to make somebody's day even a little bit better.
Well, so I say to you, Renee, thank you, and for the invitation, thank you, and for this introduction. I think to you and to everybody, I know the work that you've been doing. Namaste, even the title means that I greet the divine in you from the divine in me. Mm-hmm. So I think in a way, we are all kind of sensing energetic forces. And as a biological machine, we're wired to pick up energy, data, information all around us about the weather, about other people, about the mood that other people are feeling. And so we pick up data. And the reason I say that, if you pick up data, one of the things that has to be is, what are you doing with the data? We don't just pick up data, then we have to say, okay, what am I doing with it? Okay. Not all of the data do we have to respond to. In fact, I just read this thing recently that in 1980, the world information increased completely every 12 months.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Today, the world information increases every 12 hours.
Every 12 hours.
Something shocking like that. It's actually, it's in this book called The Speed of Trust.
Wow.
And it is wow, it's extraordinary. And it means that we are bombarded with information, so much information, and we all need to decide, what am I going to respond to? What's important to respond to? Whether you're an entrepreneur, a concerned citizen, a parent, you could be concerned citizen and parent, we all have to ask ourselves, what are we going to do with the data that we pick up at the individual level, the interpersonal level, the group level? And this is where I like to say to people, we're the instrument. And it's like very much like with the Native American Indian, it's so interesting. Native American wisdom has come back into kind of its cool to reference Native American wisdom, because guess what? As we are looking what we lost along the way, we realized we lost some very beautiful, very deep wisdom. And Native American Indian wisdom says something like this: everybody has original medicine. Isn't that something?
That is so divine and so beautiful.
And deep. And our job is to know what's the medicine we have that other people are waiting for. So, as an example, just for today, because I know we're so much, you're doing so much, and we want to have an example, is whoever you meet along the way, and you pick up information, maybe somebody's face looks a little bit down, and one of the things that we can actually bring, we don't have to bring that much, we can bring a little smile, a tiny smile shifts the other person's face, or a tiny little good to see you shifts the other person. So we literally use our medicine to meet the other person, or when we notice another person, we might pick up some energy, and we might notice that they either are looking alone, or maybe we want to know if they need something. We give them a bigger welcome than they have, so that our energy lifts them.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So we can actually use ourselves as an instrument. We can use our medicine to affect other people for the good, because there is something, the terrible thing about COVID is that it made us all crazy about germs. But the fascinating thing, and let us get smart about that, but the fascinating thing that also about COVID I can say is we can catch good things, and you can be a positive emotional contagion as well as a negative emotional contagion.
Right.
So we can decide, what do we want to put out there?
I love that wisdom. It really is so true, because we all have the power to help somebody enjoy their day, or those moments we interact with them, or to push them back. And it's something that I feel responsible within myself of,
Mm.
hey, let's look at Renee's energy today. All the people I'm about to interact with, am I bringing a gift to them? Am I
Absolutely.
bringing them down? And my natural, and I think so many of our natural way is too, how can I uplift, or how can I make this person feel better about themselves, or how can I be there for somebody else? And it's just so lovely to have those experiences that really can, you'd get that information like you were saying, and then it's, how do you want to perceive that? How do you want to bring that out? And how do you want to really decide what that means for you?
And Renee, I want to also add to that, because it's obviously I'm talking to you. I don't have to preach to the choir. You already are there. It's obvious. But I will say something that I've been noting, and that is there's a lot of fatigue in the world, strangely enough. It's almost like people have not had enough support, enough going out, enough together, because we go out and we go, I don't know, should I go back home? Should I wear a mask? All the should I's come out. So one of the things that I say also is, you don't have to give away the store. You don't have to give away everything. You can decide, I'm going to do this small little thing. And
Yes.
the small little things are actually very useful. I want to say this to you, and then I have to close. I want to do this, and then I have to go. It's actually, the small little things are distinctive, especially when you offer, I can't do more, but I'd like to do this small little thing. And
Yes.
it's amazing when you can embrace that, and the other person feels your goodwill, your good idea, your generosity, your willingness to offer some small little thing. There is a shift and a change.
Yes, absolutely. And it really is, I've been really realizing in my own personal life, it really is the small things that are mattering every day to keep you in a high vibrating state, or to keep you in a grounded feeling state. It's those small things that we can offer. And for anyone listening, it's, you can make a powerful impact on another person just by even looking in their eyes and really asking them, how are you today? And genuinely meaning it. Think of how many times we say that to people that we interact with, right? It's like, oh, how are you? And that's, kind of like, okay, well, she cares a little, but like, how about like really looking into somebody's eyes and saying like, how are you today? And really, they can feel the energy behind it's shifted.
Well, you have to pause for that moment when you ask. If you ask,
Right.
how are you, and you're on your way to the car, it's a conflict. But
Exactly.
that one little pause, how are you? Stay for a moment and then go. I think it's, I don't know Bill Clinton personally, but I was told by people who had met him, I forget about the politics, but I was told that when you met Bill Clinton and he looked at you, Renee, you thought nobody else existed.
Oh, wow.
That's very powerful, because
Wow,
he
that's
also
true.
was able to keep, at that time, so this is, I guess, 20 years ago now. He was 30 years ago when he came onto our scene. It was the
Oh,
90s.
gosh.
But he used to have a Rolodex of all of his friends. He kept, and it was called A Friend of Bill. And I think, there's a wonderful colleague of mine from Africa, from Burkina Faso, Africa. And I love something. His name is Malidoma. Malidoma means he who makes friends of the stranger or the enemy. Isn't that an
Mm.
incredible name? And
Yeah.
I think that there's a way in which today there's so much conflict that maybe we can't make friends with everyone, but we don't have to make enemies.
Right.
I talked to somebody who had a different political opinion than me, and I said to this person, I think it's good that we can talk, because otherwise you would think terrible things of me and I would be afraid to talk to you. We started laughing. She said, well, I wouldn't talk to you normally. I said, I know, but I'm kind of friendly. So
Wow.
it's almost offering to jump over the polarization. What I'm worried about in the world today, especially in America, there's so many people that are going, I don't know about you, I don't know about you. We need to diffuse the fear and offer kindness that's
Mm.
grounded, but also, thoughtful energy and paying attention. What does the other person need? Sometimes I think these terrible things that have happened, when we read the biographies of these very wayward, terrible things people do, particularly wayward kids, you'll find that early in their life, they were ignored, they
Mm.
were bullied, they were
Yeah.
not treated well.
Right.
So I more and more think like this. We need to be the medicine with
Yeah.
respect and also offering what we can, but not depleting ourselves. Because if we give away the store, we get too tired.
Right. Yes, you're
That's
right.
not a good thing. You want to give away and say, that's all I could do for today. Another day there will be more.
Yeah.
So I want to encourage everybody, really, I say, allow yourself to always, look, you go on a plane, it says first you put the mask on, then you put it for your kids. You have
Right.
to remember to take energy yourself,
Right.
take
Yeah.
air,
Yes.
and then you can give, because it's limitless. But if you don't take care of yourself, you won't have enough energy to give care or concern or that positive medicine to others.
Absolutely. I definitely stand by that for sure. And a new question I've been asking myself every day is, what do I need? I know what I have on my list of amazing things that I'm getting to in my workday. I know how I'm showing up in the relationships in my life. But when I first wake up, I wonder, what do I need right now for me? And then
Right.
it's like you can overflow from the saucer, right? The cup becomes a saucer and you can just really just show up for others when you're reaffirming to yourself that I'm here for you. I'm here to build myself up. And then I can now bring that energy to those around me. And I think it's kind of how we can look at how the Native American people said, how can we be, or what is that medicine that we have to bring to others? And it always is based in that beautiful, good feeling. So if somebody might be wondering, well, what can I do for others, right? What is my medicine? Really looking at what's making you feel good. When you do it, you just feel so happy, right? And maybe that's interacting with people. Maybe it's pulling back and being a good listener, right? There's all of these beautiful remedies that we all hold within us.
And what's so interesting is these are considered the soft skills. It's not like saying, I'm going to um, I'm going to check your accounting. Accounting is actually a hard skill. It's a number skill. But the soft skills are listening. The
Mm.
soft skills are noticing and offering, oh, I notice what you say, or I feel this as you say that, or can I offer you my perception? There's so much isolation today. The Surgeon General of America said that there's an epidemic of loneliness. Imagine. And
Mm.
people are afraid to say it, actually.
Yeah.
So one of the things I think we could do is offer kind of our humanity like it's an hors d'oeuvre. Oh, I'm sitting with you. This is what I feel. Or,
Yeah.
oh, I like to say, this is what I see in you. I like to actually offer something juicy that I notice about the other person. Like, I notice you smile. You've got an irresistible smile. People must tell you that.
Oh, yeah, me? Oh,
Yes.
sometimes.
Sometimes there's even enough
Yeah,
time,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it's almost like offering, it's almost like just because it's obvious doesn't mean it's not worthy.
Right,
People say,
absolutely.
I have a family member that I said to him once, I said, okay, you could say something really positive. He goes, what? I told you something nice last week.
I love that. That sounds like my dad, actually.
Yeah, well, last week something nice. And I thought, okay.
Yeah.
We don't want to overdo it, but we want to be kind of validating in a generous way without really overdoing it, because
Yeah.
there's a wonderful, I don't know if you've heard this, but I love this. John Gottsman from the Gottsman Institute, they say that they can tell when a couple or a business relationship is going to stay together. You know how?
Oh, how?
They can tell by the number of humorous or validating interactions that couple have. If
Oh,
if they have at least 3 times to one critical statement formula, they're going to be together. If they have more critical statements than validating statements, they're a little bit at risk. Isn't that
that says
amazing?
a lot. Yes. Yeah.
So, so even now, I sometimes say to my husband, okay, I think you have your quota for the negative has been reached.
I like that. Oh my goodness. I like that line a
Oh,
lot.
you got to go into the positive. And of course,
Yeah.
that makes him laugh because he's an expert, right? So he likes to be correct about it. He said, I'm correct. I said, correct doesn't matter. You don't have to tell me anything right now, except I want something positive. And there's a way in which probably we all need that, not foolish positive, but nourishing, something nourishing. Even, I like that you're listening to me. I like that you've invited me. I like that we're still sitting together. Whatever we offer the other person has to be real.
Absolutely.
Can't be nonsense.
Right.
So,
Right. Definitely. I've even been seeing a lot of clients of mine come into their authentic voice this year too. And it's been so
wonderful.
beautiful for them to really just like not feel that they have to go with what society says, but they can actually be authentic in their compliments, in their conversation with others, with their own parents and things too.
We need a truth. We need people to say their truth.
Definitely.
Yes.
And that's also part of the medicine. That's also part of the remedy that you have for other people is based in truth.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. So, Dorothy, where can people find out more about you? I know that you and I could just stay in the space and talk all day about,
Well, that would be
all
good.
of the medicine, all the fun. But for anyone who's feeling activated to reach out and learn more about you and your coaching, where can they find you?
And well, I'm reachable in a number of places. My website is gestaltcoachingworks.com. And there's an email attached to that. It's also the website. I think the phrase is it's forever under construction.
Yeah.
But I know it's true actually. But I also am on LinkedIn under Dorothy Siminovitch. I'm also on Facebook under Dorothy Siminovitch. I can't tell you that I would respond to an Instagram message. It seems to be a mystery to me how
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what that is. People respond. I go, really? You
Yeah.
really? Oh, okay. I can't kind of keep up with every social media
I totally
opportunity.
hear you.
It's crazy. But I mean, if you send me an email via my website or LinkedIn, I'm pretty I'm trustworthy.
Yes. Okay, perfect. And too, about your website, how it's always under construction. Do you feel like there's always just so much more that you want to just bring as your medicine to the world? So you're just like, it's always expanding.
Well, I think what it's interesting is I think that today, I wrote a book some years ago. I have it reissued, and I've written articles. And the more I do, I want to say to everybody, it's crazy in a way. You have to learn to appreciate, because I've written a book, I've done articles, I've run programs, I've done all these things, and still, it's not enough.
Right.
So if we don't start appreciating that it's not enough, just haunts us. It just haunts us. So I think what I'm grateful about this soundbite time with you is I'm grateful to feel your response, to see what you're doing, I would like to actually ask you how you came up with naming this Namaste, because I love that you did that.
Oh, thank you so much. So I'm actually a yoga instructor as well. And so I really found peace and connection during my yoga year. Like since I think it's been at least, I don't know, 15 years or so I've been practicing. And when the network asked me if I wanted to do a show, I was so happy. I was like, yes, of course. Like more ways to share, more ways to connect with amazing people around the globe. Absolutely. And so they really wanted me to include my name in the show as well. And so I had talked to some of my like really creative friends and community, and I said, what do you think about this? Because it also has like a rhyme to it as well. And like you had said, namaste means the divine light in me honors the divine light within each and every single one of you. And I stand behind that in everything and all that I do. So
Wonderful.
it was the right fit.
I think it's not only that, it seems to be a call for the kind of medicine we really need, you know. I mean, if we could say to people, I see the good in you. I
Yeah.
see the human in you. I
Yeah.
see, and I think actually we would help tame some of the demons that are happening in the world. And I think
Yeah.
let's do more of that.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, Dorothy, that was so beautiful. And you read my mind. I was going to ask you, with what do you want to leave this episode with for everybody listening? And that literally was so beautiful what you said. So I just am so grateful that you've shared your beautiful, kind, and loving energy in the session with me today and with everybody who you spoke to. And you totally lit my whole day at a higher level. So I appreciate that so very much. And for everyone who's tuning in, be sure to go to Dorothy's website and reach out to her if you feel called to hearing about more how she serves the world, and possibly follow some of your accounts if you're posting online and things too.
I do these little talks, these little webinars for other programs that are free, so you can come
Oh,
to those things. September
perfect.
20th, there's something that I'm doing. I will be loading that in the next few days. I do run a program called Gestalt Coaching, and I'm going to be talking on September 20th about the essence of presence and how do we shape and strengthen our presence so that what we can be the medicine. But Renee, I'm not closing, so I want to say thank you.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Oh my goodness. I would love to hear about that webinar when you end up putting it out. So please reach out to me and share, or I'll go to your website and check it out too. But yeah,
If you
it's
send
been
me an email, I will send you an invitation.
perfect. Thank you so much. Well, Dorothy, I can't thank you some more. I really truly feel so blessed that you've come into my space today and into this beautiful container where we share the good word. And I thank you for your time and your energy. And I look forward to connecting with you again soon.
Be well. Thanks for this moment. And to
Thank you.
everybody else, namaste.
Namaste. Thank you, everyone.